Hello everyone, welcome to USTM podcast where knowledge meets life. We'll be discussing on cancer prevention, shielding the young generation, lifestyle choices and the risk of addiction. Today we have with us an esteemed guest who is an expert in this field, Dr. Srinivas from Sangma International Medical College and Hospital, Meghalaya. Welcome you to the show, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks, Jamir and Zaman, for having me in this podcast today. I will try to be as informative as possible within scope of my knowledge. I think we can go ahead.
Sir, let's start with the basics. What is cancer actually and how does it start in our body?
Basically, our entire body is made up of a basic structural unit called cell. Cancer is nothing but there is abnormal growth and proliferation of abnormal cells in the body. Whatever may be the cause, either it could be environmental harmful substances, or it could be due to inheritance, or it could be due to adaptation of unhealthy lifestyles. All this leads to DNA damage and mutations, which leads to formation of abnormal cells. These abnormal cells grow and they lead to formation of cancer. Initially, these cancer cells are confined to specific organ of origin. Once they progress, then they spread to distant organs, which in medical terms we call it as metastasis, or it is a stage 4 cancer.
So now there is a very common question that youngsters want to know. That is, how safe are we really from cancer, given our current lifestyle changes, everything? So how safe are we from cancer?
To understand how safe we all are from cancer, we should know some basic statistics regarding cancer and cancer trends. There is increase in the incidence of cancer burden throughout the world and in India also. According to Global Cancer Observatory, we call it as Globocon data, every year there is release of cancer data. In the year 2022, there were around 20 million new cancer cases with 10 million cancer deaths. This figure is expected to rise to around 30 million new cancer cases with 15 million deaths by the year 2040. Now coming to India, in the year 2022, there were about 1.4 million new cases. And in India, this is expected to rise to 2 million cases by the year 2040. Many studies were done throughout the world. They have seen that around 40 to 50% of these cancer cases are attributed to unhealthy lifestyles of the general population. So whenever we shift the general population towards healthy lifestyle behaviors, most of these cancers can be prevented. The national average for cancer cases is it's around 97 cases per 1 lakh population. When it comes to Assam, it has been seen that there are 114 cancer cases per 1 lakh population, and in case of Meghalaya, this goes to around 130 to 170 cases per 1 lakh population.
Dr. Srinivas, since you have highlighted on the different lifestyle choices, like how you said that lifestyle choices could be a cause for cancer. So there has been a lot of debate on drinking and smoking. People say that occasional drinking, occasional smoking is fine. It doesn't harm the body. So could you shed some light on this?
Yeah, sure. There is nothing called either safe level of drinking or safe level of alcohol. Basically, whenever you are smoking or having alcohol, it reduces your lifespan on an average by 14 to 15 years. This this behavior is inducted into teens and young adults because of the influence of the society. They see that most of their celebrities and famous stars, either they are doing advertisement for alcohol or tobacco related products, and they're even influenced by their parents and uncles who smoke and who take alcohol. And even most of the parents send their children to shops to buy either alcohol or smoke. And even in marriages, we see that most of them take tobacco related products. So it is imbibed in our society. So whenever they see their uncles and celebrities smoking and taking alcohol, these young teens and adults, they think this is the normal norm of the society. So they are being exposed to these evil products from their childhood. So once they reach their teenage and adult, they think that as my father is doing, as my uncle is doing, as my famous celebrity is doing, maybe I should also do. And when they reach to college, because of the influence of their friends, they think that some students think that smoking and taking alcohol is a macho kind of thing. So this grows like a chain, and once this chain grows, this is very harmful to the society. Previously, it was said that having a glass of wine, having a glass of alcohol, it is good for health, and they even used to say that it is good for heart disease, and they said that it is safe for pregnant female. But the recent research has shown that most of these study results were funded by companies which were producing alcohol. So most of this data was manipulated by saying that having a glass of alcohol is good for health. Either you take any form of alcohol, it could be beer, it could be vodka, it could be wine, or it could be like a cheap liquor which is produced locally, or it could be the costliest wine on the earth. All of them have risk for cancer formation. It is not only just the glass of wine or glass of alcohol. It is very difficult to calculate one's odds of risk of how alcohol causes cancer, because multiple factors come into play. Because it is not just the alcohol, it is associated with most of the people while taking alcohol, they smoke, and they take unhealthy foods which leads to obesity and overweight, and also genetic factors come into play. So exactly, not only alcohol, many factors are coming into play which add to each other and increase the risk of cancer formation. Now coming to smoking, there are around 6 million deaths throughout the world just because of smoking, and it is, in case of India, there are 1 million deaths. Not only they are harming themselves, but they are harming to the society also and the people around them, because even people around them get affected because of smoking, and around 6 lakh deaths. We call this as passive smoking. And in the world, around 30 to 40% of the cancer cases are attributed to smoking and tobacco related products. Hence, now we can see that after knowing this data, we can see how many cancer cases we can prevent because of alcohol and smoking. There was a study done recently which showed that around 97% of the people know that smoking and tobacco related products can cause cancer, but sarcastically only 37% people know that even alcohol can cause cancer.
So that was a very honest yet informative take on the question. Now, since we have already spoken about smoking and drinking, could you tell us some of the common habits more that could lead to cancer?
Thank you. Apart from smoking and alcohol, the other evils which are causing cancer in general population are that is the way we eat, that is unhealthy diet, and our physical inactivity, sedentary lifestyle, which is also increasing the cancer in the population, and excessive exposure to sun rays. Because these ultraviolet radiation can cause skin related cancers also, and unhealthy sexual practices which leads to HPV infection, which is also related to HPV related cancers, we say. And we have seen that westernization of the diet is causing impact in the rise in the cancer trend in the India. As we have seen that we now consume lot of sugar softened drinks, and we are consuming lot of processed food and lot of smoked food, and we also consume lot of red meat nowadays. Previously, we didn't have these things in our diet. Once we are inculcating this Western diet, we have seen in the general rise in the trend of cancer in the India also.
I hope with your answer, sir, we would take care of the diet and also kind of reduce our intake, whatever you have said, like processed food or smoked food, everything. I hope our viewers would make that change in their lives.
Yeah.
Sir, we have heard that early detection of cancer is the best aid for treatment of cancer. So could you shed some light on some of the screening, like early screenings that a young people can take?
Okay, now coming to the screening part. Screening is nothing but we are detecting cancer when patient doesn't have even symptoms also. But unfortunately in India, only less than 5% of the population is accessible to screening. When there is early detection of the cancer, the treatment part is good and the outcomes are also good. When to compare this with United States and to understand how important is screening, we have to compare with United States and India. In United States, most of the population is easily accessible to screening, so their cancers are detected at an early stage and very treatable stages. But in India, most of the population don't have access to screening, so our cancers are detected at a late stage when compared to United States or European countries. Just to know how important is screening, we will understand the outcomes of two common cancers in our India. Normally, the successful treatment of our cancer, we tell it in the form of what are the chances of patients surviving the next 5 years. So it depends upon stage. So stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, there are in the cancers. So whenever there is a screening, there are high chances that we detect cancer cases at an early stage, that is stage 1 or stage 2. Once the stage progresses, the outcomes are bad and there is high chance of early mortality. So coming to the breast cancer, suppose you are screened and detected at an early stage, that is stage 1 cancer, your chances of next 5 years survival is almost 99 to 100%. The chances of 5 years survival for stage 2 cancer, it is around 90%. For stage 3, it is around 70 to 80%. For stage 4, it is around 20 to 25%. So now you can see that when it was stage 1, it was around 99 to 100%, which is like a normal life. When it has come to stage 4, there is drastically decrease in the rate of around 25 to 20%. Now coming to another cancer, we will discuss like an oral cancer. In case of oral cancer, the survival of next 5 years in stage 1 is around 90%. In stage 2, it is around 80%. In stage 3, it is around 50 to 60%. And in stage 4, similarly, it is around 20 to 25%. So in many cancers, once the stage progresses, there is chances of reduced survival in the next 5 years.
Speaking of prevention, sir, there is a growing interest in diet and its role in cancer prevention. So could you shed some light on what are some of the foods that may prevent cancer?
Nowadays, because of increased urbanization and in this hurry life, people are going more towards westernization of the diets. We are consuming lot of processed foods and meats and lot of sugar containing drinks, which are harmful and are leading for cancer. We have seen that, and studies have also shown that consuming of foods rich in fruits, vegetables, legumes, and pulses, all this decrease decrease the risk of cancer, um, and even limiting consumption of red meat is also beneficial for cancer prevention. Recently, there is a lot of misinformation is being shared in the society. Even we have seen that recently a famous cricketer celebrity has shared that uh, food has treated cancer of her wife, but food as such is not a sole factor in treatment of the cancer. Taking a good diet is beneficial for health and it can prevent cancer formation also. Diet alone is never a treatment for cancer. He has hidden the fact that his wife has undergone surgery and also chemotherapy, and just came onto the air and social media platform and said that diet has treated my wife's cancer.
So with this point, at least there is one thing that all our viewers are clear, that diet is important for prevention of cancer, but it is not a treatment modality.
Yeah.
So mental health often gets overlooked, and stress seems to play a major role in causing a lot of like many diseases. So what do you think, like stress is also one of the causes leading to cancer?
Nowadays, we have seen that there is a rise in mental issues in our society. There are more and more cases of depression and other stress-related disorders. No study till now has directly correlated between depression or mental issues with cancer. Usually, what happens during the times of depression, these are very difficult times, and in difficult times, it is very difficult to maintain healthy lifestyle behaviors. Like in depression, some people usually don't eat or they isolate from themselves, and there are patterns of sedentary lifestyle, and some people do binge eating. And even in this binge eating, most of them eat unhealthy foods. So the indirect consequences of the depression by leading to sedentary lifestyle, unhealthy eating habits, these lead to cancer formation rather than stress directly causing cancer.
Lastly, sir, what would be your message to the young listeners who want to live a cancer-free life?
to entire society and particularly to teens and young adults, I want to say that whatever healthy lifestyles you follow, that helps in your cancer prevention. To reduce the risk of future cancer, eat healthy. Whatever you eat healthy. Follow uh, be physically active. Uh, Avoid overweight and obesity. Do not consume sugar containing softened drinks. Limit your consumption of processed food and processed meat. Limit consumption of your smoked meat. Limit consumption of your red meat. Limit consumption of your alcohol intake, and say strictly no to tobacco or consumption of any tobacco related products. The government is doing a lot of information through Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. They are spreading information regarding smoking and tobacco related products. Even whenever we go to a movie, we see an advertisement in the first part of the movie. The popular character is Mukesh, who says that smoking has caused oral cancer. But even in the theater, we see that many people make fun of Mukesh, uh, the way the advertisement is seen. But my suggestion to teenagers and young adults is that if today you are making fun of Mukesh, but if you don't stop your smoking or consumption of tobacco related products, you might be the future Mukesh. Don't be a Mukesh in future. In case of females, breastfeed your baby if you can, because it has been seen that breastfeeding your baby can reduce your future breast cancer risk. Get enrolled in screening programs as conducted by your local government. Get vaccinated against human papilloma virus and hepatitis B virus, which has been shown that it has reduced further risk of cervical cancer and liver cancer. If you are diagnosed by a cancer, follow strict advice by your doctor. Let us together as a society, we will unite to follow healthy lifestyle behaviors, and only by following healthy lifestyle behaviors we can reduce around 40 to 50% of the cancers that are occurring in this society. So let's unite together and let's fight against cancer. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for giving us a very detailed data on how to prevent cancer. You have also said a lot of things on prevention of cancer, from early screening, and also how stress does not lead to cancer. You have even highlighted on the different treatment modalities. So all of our viewers are very enriched by your knowledgeable talk, sir. So thank you so much for coming to our show, sir, and we would love to have you here again. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jamir and Zaman, for having me in this podcast today. It was my pleasure to share knowledge regarding cancer prevention. Thank you so much.
That's all for today's episode. I would like to give a big thank you to Dr. Srinivas for sharing his valuable insights, and also to all your viewers for tuning in. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and see you all again soon. Thank you and have a nice day.